Hello, this is Suzanne Knaber-Nicol with Police Science Snippets number 213. Happy New Year's Eve, everyone. I hope you have a fantastic future next year, healthy, successful, productive. You're leaving the world in a better situation than it was the year before. I hope that will all come true for all of us next year. Now, before I get to the science snippets, I wanted to show you something. So, the Society of Evidence-Based Policing, in conjunction with Police Science Doctor, i.e. myself, we are launching a webinar series. We're launching the first one Friday next week on the 10th of January. And essentially what we're going to have is we're going to have a panel of experts that have carried out research before. And these experts are going to talk to us about implementing that research. So all you have to do is go to the Society of Evidence-Based Policing website, which is sebp.police.uk, go/events. You can join us live and you can submit questions live. So we're going to do like a Q&A webinar. And so it's a panel, it's not a presentation on why this research was done, but it's actually about implementing. So it's called Easier Said Than Done. It's specifically designed to help people who want to implement research studies in law enforcement. And the first one is going to take place next Friday. Again, this is the image for that. So just go to sebp.police.uk events and register. It's free to attend. We're going to record it. As well, you can submit questions in advance. You'll find the email address for that on the registration page. And we're then going to do this live with live questions with a panel of experts who've done the work. And then we're going to answer your questions, hopefully very competently. So getting back to the Police Science Snippet. So Police Science Doctor per se is a website, my website, to basically bring research knowledge in law enforcement policing, investigative psychology, evidence-based policing, crime analysis, and all those topics to the practitioners, the frontline people that don't usually get to do research, that don't usually get to read research, and that you don't actually find out about the great findings that have been amassed. So Police Science Doctor takes that research knowledge and publishes in a very accessible format, hopefully. So I talk about 3 snippets each week. These are bits of information I've extracted from recently published research articles. I'll also send them straight into your inbox with a link to the original research article. All you have to do is Google Police Science Doctor, go to the website and enter your details into the form that pops up. If it doesn't pop up, it's at the bottom of each page, and you'll be on the list. That's free. You'll get you get access to all the previous snippets as well with the password that you will be emailed straight away. And you can download the PDFs, the 212 PDFs with 3 snippets each to build yourself up a little library if you want. So the snippets for this week. The first one is about mandatory reporting. This study analyzed the views of professionals who work with victims and/or perpetrators of domestic abuse about mandatory reporting, which is the need to report domestic abuse to law enforcement. Mandatory reporting is controversial as it is meant to protect the victim from the responsibility of and blame for reporting, but it takes away their choice on whether to do so. It was found, however, that particularly with increased experience in the field, professionals are supportive of mandatory reporting. Actually, all 3 articles of this week are open access, which means you can click on the link that I've put in the email to you. You can read the entire article in full. The second snippet this week is about educating the public. Public support for prisons and incarceration is still strong despite the growing evidence base suggesting its lack of effectiveness and negative consequences. However, presenting scientific evidence reduced participants' preferences for stronger punishment, and this in fact remained consistent regardless of crime severity, ranging from burglary to homicide. Actually, I've just finished marking a round of student essays. I teach at Middlesex University on the criminology programs, and one of the topics they could choose from was prisons and their effect on society, and very, very ineffective. Of course, some people need to be locked up, but most people who are in prison should not be there. They should be dealt with in other ways. But the public per se, they want people locked up, they want them punished, and they think that's a good thing, but it doesn't work that way. And this study found that actually, if you share that scientific knowledge rather than the emotive intention. If you share the scientific knowledge with the public, they do actually get it. So that's something we should be doing. And the third snippet for this week is about racial disparity in victimization. While there are very small differences in victimization rates by race ethnicity for most types of violent crime, and while whites report higher victimization rates than minorities do for some kind of violent crime, so they're more likely to report, there is a massive ratio for rates of firearm homicides. Black Americans of all ages suffer firearm homicides at a rate that is 12 times higher per capita than for whites. And Hispanic Americans are twice as likely to be victimized by firearm homicide than whites. The evidence of this report provides the most direct support for police increasing the precision of their focus on crime prevention efforts that can reduce homicide as the most important racial disparity in criminal victimization, and in the US context, firearm homicide in particular. So if you are a black man in the US, you're 12 times more likely to be shot dead than if you're white. This is shocking, and what do the police do now? The police are often accused of over-policing black communities. However, you could say that they're under-policing them. They're not protecting them enough. So what do you do? Discuss. And whilst you're discussing that, I'm going to sign off. I've got a New Year's Day party to go to. And I hope you have a fantastic transition into the new year, and I'll see you again next week. And don't forget, we have this coming up next Friday. Register for that. We will stream it live, probably on LinkedIn and YouTube, and hopefully we'll see you there. You can submit your questions. Dr. Matt Blunt and myself will be hosting, and we'll be talking to the panel. They'll be answering your questions. So send us your questions either when you'll join us live or email them beforehand, and I'll see you then. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this content useful. You can get access to each episode's transcript with key learning points, timestamps, and references if you get yourself onto my mailing list. Just go to the main website on policesciencedoctor.com, and on the bottom of each page you will find a sign-up form for notifications of new content. Just enter your first name, your preferred email address, and the type of organization you work for. You will not get any spam. This is just for me to let you know about new content and for you to get access to all the transcripts.